Hello everyone, I'm here with today's Bible reading. Let me get down to it here. Okay, today we are on Acts 27, 1 through 20, and we're going to begin talking about Paul sailing to Rome. When it was decided that we should sail to Italy, Paul and some other prisoners were turned over to an army officer. His name was Julius, and he belonged to the emperor's division. We set sail on a ship from the city of Adramyttium. The ship was going to stop at ports on the coast of the province of Asia. Aristarchus, a Macedonian from the city of Thessalonica, went with us. The next day we arrived at a city in Sidon. Julius treated Paul kindly and allowed him to visit his friends and receive any care he needed. Leaving Sidon, we sailed on to the northern side of the island of Cyprus because we were traveling against the wind. We sailed along the coast of the provinces of Sicily and Pamphylia and arrived at the city of Myra in the province of Lycia. In Myra, the officer found a ship from Alexandria that was on its way to Italy and put us on it. We were sailing slowly for a number of days. Our difficulties began along the coast of the city of Sindus because the wind would not let us go further. So at Cape Salmon we started to sail for the south side of the island of Crete. We had difficulty sailing along the shore of Crete. We finally came to a port called Fair Harbors. The port was near the city of Lasea. We had lost so much time that the day of fasting had already passed. Sailing was now dangerous, so Paul advised them, "Men, we're going to face a disaster and heavy losses on this voyage. This disaster will cause damage to the cargo and the ship, and it will affect our lives." However, the officer was persuaded by what the pilot and the owner of the ship said, and not by what Paul said. Since the harbor was not a good place to spend the winter, most of the men decided to sail from there. They hoped to reach the city of Phoenix somehow and spend the winter there. Phoenix is a harbor that faces the southwest and northwest winds that is located on the island of Crete. When a gentle breeze began to blow from the south, the men thought their plan would work. They raised the anchor and sailed close to the shore of Crete. Soon a powerful wind, called a northeaster, blew from the island. The wind carried the ship away, and we couldn't sail against the wind. We couldn't do anything, so we were carried along by the wind. As we drifted to the sheltered side of a small island called Coda, we barely got control of the ship's lifeboat. The men pulled it up on deck. Then they passed ropes under the ship to reinforce it. Fearing that they would hit the large sandbox off the shores of Libya, they lowered the sail and were carried along by the wind. We continued to be tossed so violently by the storm that the next day the men began to throw the cargo overboard. On the third day, they threw the ship's equipment overboard. For a number of days we couldn't see the sun or the stars. The storm wouldn't let up. It was so severe that we finally began to lose any hope of coming out of it alive. And that's where we're going to stop today with Acts 27, 1 through 20. Mouth is really dry. Now we're going to go on to reading Psalm 7, a Shigganian by David. He sang it to the Lord about the slanderous words of Cush, a descendant of Benjamin. O Lord, my God, I have taken refuge in you. Save me and rescue me from all who are pursuing me. Like a lion, they will tear me to pieces and drag me off with no one to rescue me. O Lord, my God, if I have done this, if my hands are stained with injustice, if I had paid back my friend with evil, or rescued someone who has no reason to attack me, then let the enemy chase me and catch me. Let him trample my life into the ground. Let him lay my honor in the dust. Selah. Arise in anger, O Lord. Stand up against the fury of my attackers. Wake up, my God. You have already pronounced judgment. Let an assembly of people gather around you. Take your seat high above them. The Lord judges the people of the world. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, according to my integrity. Let the evil within wicked people come to an end, but make the righteous person secure. O righteous God, who examines thoughts and emotions, my shield is God above, who saves those whose motives are decent. God is a fair judge, a God who is angered by injustice every day. If a person does not change, God sharpens his sword. By bending his bow, he makes it ready to shoot. He prepares his deadly weapons and turns them into flaming arrows. See how that person conceives evil, is pregnant with harm, and gives birth to lies. He digs a pit and shovels it out. Then he falls into the hole that is made for others. His mischief lands back in his own head. His violence comes down on top of him. I will give thanks to the Lord for his righteousness. I will make music to praise the name of the Lord Most High. And that was Psalm 7, a Shigonian by David. He sang it to the Lord about the slanderous words of Cush, a descendant of Benjamin. And last for today, we are going to read Proverbs 18:22. Whoever finds a wife finds something good and has obtained favor from the Lord. And that was Proverbs 18:22. Okay, guys, that was today's Bible reading. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you continue to have a great week. I love you guys. Let's bring those souls to Jesus. And God willing, I'll see you tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye, guys.